Welcome back, Warriors. I'm your Quartermaster again, and it is great to see y'all. Welcome to the 5th video of my Weapon Workshop series, just in case you're wondering, in case you're watching these in order for some reason. If this is your first time here, then welcome. In this tutorial series, I look at all the relevant statistics for all the weapons we're supplied with for this 2042 conflict. Mind you, some of the info on the weapon crates aren't exactly accurate, so that's why I'm here, to test them out for you and get you the most accurate info available. On top of gathering info, I also give you all my 3 suggested builds to take in the field for dealing with all manner of combat situations. Today you'll be taking a look at our first available sniper rifle, the SWS-10. The SWS-10 is based on the Finnish rifle, the TTK M10 by Sego Firearms. It's chambered in .338 Lapua and has a base magazine of 10 rounds with one in the chamber. It has a base fire rate of 53 rounds per minute, slightly slower than the list of 55 rounds per minute provided by the manufacturer. The base SWS deals a whopping 100 damage to the body out to 9 meters, meaning this weapon can easily get you one-shot kills up close. 10 meters and beyond, the damage drops to a still impressive 60 damage to the body. Hitting a headshot at any range is a guaranteed kill, regardless of distance, armor, or ammo type. This weapon has a long barrel and a short barrel, listed to reduce and increase our rates of fire respectively. However, upon testing these, there is no change to our rate of fire while using these attachments. This basically makes the short barrel completely useless. Using the data I acquired with Corporal Freaky Haircut, this weapon has a TTK value between 0 and 1130 milliseconds. The headshot obviously makes this for instant death. In case you couldn't tell by the inaccurate descriptions of the barrels, the stats provided for this weapon's ammo conversions aren't exactly up to snuff either. The close combat rounds offer us increased ammo, a faster reload, and slower bullet velocity. You can forget about that increased rate of fire though, because that's just incorrect. Another thing this ammo does that isn't listed on the label is that it adds a 3rd damage range to this weapon. Instead of just being a one-shot out to 9 meters and then 60 damage beyond that, we have the 100 damage out to 9 meters, then from 10 to 74 meters we do our basic 60. Beyond 75 meters though, we drop all the way down to 35 damage. This of course makes our TTK even worse if we're just hitting our targets in their torsos. So assuming all body shots, our TTK with the CQC bullets ranges from 0 all the way up to 2,264 milliseconds. That means if you need to hit your target 3 times, you'll at best be shooting for over 2 seconds. That's just terrible for a sniper rifle. Even at this minimum damage, a headshot is still one shot though. The high-powered rounds we have access to are also incorrectly labeled. We do in fact have fewer bullets in our magazine, we also reload slower, and our bullet velocity is increased. However, we actually somehow fire faster with these rounds instead of slower, and our range isn't increased at all. We still have our one-shot kill range out to 9 meters, and beyond that we do 60 damage. So while the ranges and damages are the same, the booster rate of fire from these faster bullets actually reduces our time to kill. With these bullets, we have a TTK between 0 and 1052 milliseconds, just slightly faster than our base values. It's basically a negligible change and might not be worth the reduced ammo capacity and reload speed. At any range, headshots are still instant death. The SWS also has access to armor-piercing rounds designed to take on vehicles. This, as it always does, comes at the cost of damage to personnel, ammo capacity, and reload speed. Oddly enough, this ammo type also has a slightly boosted rate of fire of the high-powered rounds. Aside from the rate of fire increase, this ammo is mostly accurately labeled. This ammo does 5 damage to tanks and 6 damage to jeeps. While this isn't a lot, it does mean you can put out 35 damage per magazine to tanks and 42 damage to jeeps. The biggest downside is that this ammo takes away that close one-shot kill capability. Between 0 and 74 meters, we do 60 damage to the body. Beyond that, we get only 35 damage per shot. Because of this, our TTK ranges from 1052 milliseconds to 2105 milliseconds. Although, as with every other ammo, getting a headshot will drop that all the way down to 0. Subsonic rounds are the same as the factory magazines in every way, except there is no muzzle flash and the bullet velocity is much slower. So just like the base rounds, from 0 to 9 meters, we can one-shot someone anywhere in the body. At 10 meters and beyond, it drops to 60 damage a shot. This gives us the same TTK as before, with it being between 0 and 1130 milliseconds. A headshot remains an instant kill. Suppressors work very similarly to the AP rounds in terms of diminished anti-personnel capabilities. While it gives you all the benefits of the suppressor, no minimap blip, and reduced sound, you also lose muzzle velocity and our one-shot capabilities. From 0 to 9 meters, we now do 99 damage instead of 100. From 10 meters and further, we now deal only 54 damage to the body. So unless you hit a headshot, you'll still need to hit your target twice to drop them. That being said, our TTK still consistently sits at 1052 milliseconds, over a full second, since 2 shots will always be needed. Obviously hitting a headshot will make your target instantly dead though. Because of the much slower rate of fire this weapon has, the SWS-10 really doesn't have any recoil at all. Firing as fast as I could, even with the higher caliber rounds, the weapon recenters after every round fired. All I was able to see was that the rounds dragged ever so slightly to the right. Overall recoil compensation is not a concern. Now, despite the large number of attachment options we have available, I'm only really seeing a few viable combos with slight variations in each one. My first combo starts with the Ghost Hybrid Optic for a variable zoom between 1.25 and 2.5 times zoom. Next, I use the standard issue extended magazines for a few more bullets while slowing down our reload speed just a little bit. Next, I use the LWC grip for increased static accuracy while sacrificing some mobile accuracy. And lastly, I use the long barrel to boost my bullet velocity with literally no downsides. My first combo, the Ranger, is meant to be a closer range weapon, for a sniper rifle anyway. The close to mid-range sight makes this ideal for quickly acquiring targets and getting shots off as soon as possible. The extended factory magazines may reduce our reload speed, but the extra bullets are worth it in my opinion, given how many targets you'll likely be engaging simultaneously. Can't be caught reloading as the enemy pushes you or your squad mates. The LCW grip felt like the best choice because while you may be close to your enemy, it's still best to stop and take a quick shot at your opponents instead of trying to strafe and possibly losing the fight just because of your first missed shot. The long barrel, since it doesn't really reduce our rate of fire at all, is literally an all upsides attachment. It boosts our bullet velocity for free basically, meaning that you won't need to lead your targets nearly as much. Good for when you're stretching out the range with this build. For my second suggested weapon build, we start off with the M11 scope for a 6x zoom for increased visual engagement ranges with a nice, precise reticle. I next use the high-powered rounds to boost our bullet velocity and our rate of fire while sacrificing some ammo capacity and reload speed. I next use the ADR bipod to allow for the most stable shooting platform when engaging distant targets. And lastly, I use the long barrel again for that boosted bullet velocity. My second build, my railgun, is built for longer ranges and is even very capable at extreme ranges, easily capable of counter-snapping from the top of the rocket launch pad to the hangar roof on orbital. The M11 scope is by far my favorite long-range scope. It offers a solid 6x zoom and provides a simple, precise reticle for easy target acquisition. It, of course, offers a scope lens, so keep that in mind if you stay too stationary. The high-powered rounds may not offer increased damage range at all, but they do fire faster for some reason, and they increase bullet velocity by quite a bit. The ADR bipod remains a solid, true sniper's attachment and helps us give us that added precision when going for those extreme range shots. The long barrel further boosts our bullet velocity, so combining that with the HP rounds and you have shots with little to no drop. Perfect for reaching out and touching any enemy. My final combo is built for stealth and mobility. We again start off with Ghost Hybrid Optic for that nice variety of engagement ranges for close to mid-range firefights. We again use the standard issue extended mags for boosted ammo capacity without sacrificing our long-range capabilities. We use the Rattlesnake grip to boost our accuracy while moving, and we end with the 6KU suppressor to keep us as invisible as possible while giving up our close-range one-shot capabilities and bullet velocity. My final build, the Scout, is a good stealth sniper build and is sure to catch plenty of people off guard. The Ghost Hybrid sight offers those varied visual engagement ranges without a scope lens, so you'll never be seen by that. The extended factory mags allow you to maintain a good amount of ammo without sacrificing bullet velocity any more than the suppressor already does. The Rattlesnake grip is best because even though this is still a sniper rifle, you're going to be far more mobile fighting behind enemy lines, so any boosted accuracy while keeping your momentum is good to have. The suppressor is what makes this a stealth build. It unfortunately really hurts our damage output, but being invisible on the map makes it much easier to take that follow-up shot if you need it. This build should only be used if you're lone wolfing it or if your entire squad is going with a stealth approach. A straight-up gunfight with this build is not entirely advisable. And there you have it, folks, all the stats you need to know and the best builds to properly utilize your basic SWS-10. Combo 1 is best for medium range fighting and assisting your squad in pushing an objective. Combo 2 is a better defensive build for holding an objective against distant hostiles or for counter-sniping. And build 3 is specifically for stealth combat. I did my best to get the most accurate stats on my personal testing of these weapons, so what do y'all think of the SWS-10? How's it been treating you? Let me know down below. And with that, if I did a good job today with this briefing, be sure to leave me a like and subscription to let show the major that you want more statistical briefings just like this one. And with that, I've been your quartermaster, and until next time, I will see you later.